Wow, it's been a while. Okay, so basically, as of recently, the developers of TDS just released the Valentine's Day update. Who cares about the skins? I'm here for the Lord! Okay, so basically, in this update, we got the new Fallen Mode logbooks. Finally. Only took them, I don't know, 2 years. But hey, we got him, and it's filled with lore. A lot of it. And maybe a couple answers to very big questions about the game. So without further ado, let's get into the thing. And before we start the video, this video will contain 2 different ideas, or theories, strongest theories, relating to the logbooks. I'll explain the theories once we get into the video, but yeah, it's going to be 2 different theories. They're both somewhat similar. They both involve pre-hardcore TDS being completely non-existent, basically completely extinct. So that's basically a short little disclaimer I had to put in. So for everybody's point of view, the logbooks basically explain a timeline of events like this. The Fallen were just a normal kingdom at first. They don't have all the cursed, corrupted Fallen powers as they do right now. And basically magic was draining very slowly throughout the dimension. So the queen, which we now learn about, there was a queen during this time. There was a queen that sacrificed herself in hopes of bringing magic back to the world, which only just created a curse that made all the Fallens into what they are now. And basically, what has been a previous theory mentioned by, if I'm correct, Mr. Master King, Fallen dimension, or realm, takes place in the Voidlands, or at least somewhat near the Voidlands. So that's related to my first theory, which is my more weaker theory compared to my second theory. But the Fallen realm does exist in the Voidlands. So that's good information to know about, that they could have had some sort of contact with Void Reaver during this time. Some other parts of the logbooks that are mentioned in game is that the Fallen Angels and the Fallen Seraphs had close relations with 2X during the time he was there, somewhat. So they were in contact with 2X at the time. So that could also be very influential for my second theory, which I'll get into later. But yeah, those are some good starter pointers that you should know about, and yeah, into the video. Theory 1. Fallen never existed till present day. Some unknown source, or Void Reaver, caused the loss of magic. And of course TDS does not exist in pre-hardcore, because pre-hardcore is pretty much mass extinction, basically. So, what I have gathered in this, the curse on the Fallen must have been caused, well, the curse for the Fallen must have happened. So the loss of magic, that is currently what influences these 2 theories. So the loss of magic is either caused by some unknown source or the Void Reaver. The reason why I say Void Reaver is because of the fact that Void Reaver is a 1.2 million HP boss. He is one of the stronger bosses in TDS. So my guess, this is a very loose theory, that the Void Reaver wanted extra power, in this case magic, from the Fallen. So the queen sacrificed herself, blah blah blah, stuff happened. So this is a much more weaker theory. I mean, there's not much evidence to back this up, as we barely know much about the Void Reaver until Hardcore Reaver. So this theory is not exactly strong in any way. So I'm going to say this is not exactly an official theory. I mean, it could happen. I mean, if there's like some unknown source, like I say, like some other source, maybe the Lord Exo or something, maybe that could have caused it. But that is not my strongest theory, and I do not think this one has the potential to be the right one. But this is just an extra theory for you to think about, just in case if you wanted to. Okay, the main theory, which is the last theory. This theory was also made with the help of a friend of mine. Basically, Fallen mode never existed until after the Hardcore live event, which that means pre-Hardcore, pre-Fallen rework could exist, as Commander did mention in the previous dialogue about Fallen's being much more aggressive than they used to. And what this idea mainly leads to is magic lost in fighting.
Their battle went on for days, then weeks.
And what I mean by fighting is, I mean Lord Exo versus 2X. And of course Mass Extinction are pretty hardcore. So basically, Lord Exo versus 2X has been going on for a while, as we've seen in the final act. And our guess is that this was draining magic from the world. Either it's from Lord Exo's corruption while he was spreading that around the world, or just the constant fighting which is draining magic from the world. Now 2X, as narrator says, calls upon his strongest fighters to willingly sacrifice themselves to make a prison, also known as the God Cube.
Looking to his strongest fighters, they willingly sacrifice themselves to create a prison.
So, what that does mean, because sacrifice themselves. And the God Cube, or the corruption from the God Cube, could be a really strong curse. So what I am thinking is, during the time Fallen King, or whatever the logbook says, somebody was gone doing something, and when Fallen King came back, Queen was gone. So what I am thinking is, Queen was one of the sacrifices. Queen willingly sacrificed herself to create the God Cube, which in turn put a curse on the Fallen. And this would also make much more sense with the purple, because during the hardcore live event, if you were there during that time, I don't think I was, but if you were there during that time, there was a purple meteor shower that was happening during the hardcore live event, which purple was basically the colors of Lord Exo, and basically the live event caused the whole entire reboot of the world, which went from old world to new world, which is my current strongest theory. I mean, literally, when I was figuring this out in freaking science class, I was screaming on the top of my lungs because it makes sense. Lord Exo and 2X's fighting could 100% drain the power, or the magic, from the Fallen Kingdom, or the Voidlands. And 2X calling on his strongest fighters to willingly sacrifice themselves. Queen probably was a really strong fighter in the war between 2X and Lord Exo. And Queen sacrificing herself, and in turn creating a curse, which could have been from the God Cube, or the corruption from the God Cube. It makes sense. I mean, I know this is like a really short answer, but like, it makes sense. That's the problem. It makes sense. The fact that this constant fighting for power between 2X and Lord Exo, the constant fighting, creating all this magic to drain, it makes sense. Queen sacrificing herself, it makes sense. I don't like that, but it makes sense. I don't like the fact that my idea could potentially be right. I don't like that, but it's possible. I truly think the Queen was one of the sacrifices to create the prison for Lord Exo, in turn corrupting everybody. I do not have any other theories. I'm not joking. Those are my two only theories. Like, the first theory is so weak. That was like my first theory I came up with. Like, I wanted to think of something really quick. But then this theory too, which was made with the help of my friend. And I'm not joking, he was a Forsaken player before then.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
There's gonna be a video on that soon, on why I do not like Forsaken players. But he was a Forsaken player before now. He was literally going ham into the TDS lore. I am not joking. He was going insane. And now he's like a pretty good TDS player. But he helped me make this theory, and it makes sense. It makes sense. But yeah, that's pretty much my current theories. If you have any other ideas, let me know in the comments down below. I need viewer attention, I need comment attention, give me all those attentions, or whatever. But yeah, if you have any other theories, let me know. If you agree with my theories and want to add on to my theories, the comment section again for the second time. How annoying am I going to be? But yeah, those are basically my two theories. I will have a video soon on why I returned, as well as some other stuff, and a trillion more videos after that. Yay!